Martha. I can see you all. You're welcome from Asaba, Delta State, Kende. Yes, yes, yes. We know ourselves. From Mina, Ekuna from Calabar. Your day has been good, very successful. That's nice. And I can see Angela from South Africa, Christina from Ghana. Your day has been hectic. Oh, I'm sending you my love. It's going to get better. Linda from Lagos. Manfatsi from Lesotho. Wow, your day has been so busy. Please keep dropping it in the comment section there in the chat box. And I want to know how your day has been. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's so nice to see you in this meeting from Kenya. Mel Kai from Kenya, your day has been great. Nwanko Mary from Enugu, your day has been great. So you see, we are all connected from different cities, different countries, and that is the essence of what this kind of globalization is doing to us. And then we have someone in our midst here. She's Hope Samuel Odion. I'm sure you must have seen her name in the flyer. She's a success story that needs to be told. And we felt what better way to tell the story than to have the story being told by the main actor in that story. And that's why we have brought her here. Hope, can we just hear you say hello to everyone? You are muted. You are muted. You are free to unmute and speak to us.
Hello, good evening, everyone. This is Hope Samuel from Abuja, Nigeria. Nice to meet you all. And I don't know if Dr. Derry is here right now. I'm sending my shout out and my love to her. She's a wonderful woman, and I love what she's doing. And every day I used to sing her name every time, every moment, because she's part of what I am, and with God and herself, I give kudos to her. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hope. And that's part of the thing that has connected us together, the journey to hope and a better life. It is one thing to aspire to be better. It is another thing to see yourself being better. I can see some persons from the comment section. Adeyinka Miriam from Oshu State. You just came back from a job interview. Oh, I wish you the very best. Yes, good news is coming. Chinyere from Lagos, you had a busy day, right? Lagos is always busy. Diolu Oluwakemi, also from Lagos, really busy. All our Lagosians had busy days. Memos from Abidjan, Ivory Coast. Oyeteju from Port Harcourt, your day has been great. It's so nice to meet every one of you. And we are just going to jump right into our itinerary for this meeting. I would like to call up Dr. Derisola to just speak to us in a bit. We want to hear from her what spurred her to set up this academy. Like, let's start from where it all began. What made her to set up this academy? What is her vision and goal? We just want to hear her talk to us in a few minutes before Hope begins to share her stories with us. Dr. Derisola, we are waiting to hear from you. And for those of us who don't know who Dr. Derisola is, she just said hi to us in the comment section. We would see her come up in a bit. Dr. Derisola is somebody who would refer to as a global citizen. You see that language, global citizen, it is not just for mouth. I have adopted that terminology myself as I'm on my way on my journey to becoming a global citizen too. She's an academic with a BSc, an MSc, and a PhD. Like, she has gone full circle in the academic industry. She finished from the University of Lagos. She has been a university teacher as well and an entrepreneur for the last 14 years with a mini MBA from the International Finance Corporation. And as the design lead, she worked remotely internationally with the Natural History Museum of London. She also served as the global project coordinator at the Museum for the United Nations, and she has been featured in both local and international press and media, such as The Voice of Canada, US in Style magazine, Women Radio, Circadia, TVC, Punch newspaper, and the list goes on and on and on. And as the founder of Skilled for Work Academy by iTrain Africa, she cannot wait. Anytime you have a session with Dr. Adenisola, you must go back with something. And so I I will set the floor open. Ma, you're welcome. We just want to hear from you in just in 5 minutes. What informed your decision to set up this academy?
Thank you so much, Chineye, for that warm welcome. And Hope, I could hear you when you were, saying hello to us, and you are saying thank you. Hope, thank you so much for showing up today and for coming here. Of course, I was just smiling when Chineye was introducing me and all, but I'm going to quickly speak to why we set up the Skilled for Work Academy. Maybe I don't tell this story enough, and I think that is why Chineye has put me on the spot to tell this story today, because she has heard the deep details about why I started this academy during our launch last week. So I'm just going to maybe tell you about like a part of what I told Chineye last week. So I always tell people that I'm a brilliant student, as I'm not one of those people who chose teaching profession because there was no job or there was, I wanted to teach like all my life. By year 3, I knew I wanted to teach. So I'm one of those people that wanted to teach because I felt like I was gifted with the ability to actually impact knowledge in the simplest form. So my friends would joke and say, knowledge distillers. I wanted to teach. Now, it's one thing to know you want to teach. It's also another thing to know you want to teach adults. So I wanted to teach adults all my life on how they could actually become employable. But here was the joke was on me, because as at the time I chose that profession or chose that life path to impact and teach adults, the only place I could find to teach adults was at the university, right? And if you know you wanted to teach at the university, you want to be a lecturer, as in PhD is a given. You must go and do PhD because it was just the only sensible way to start to teach at the university. Then in the course of my PhD journey, I realized that brilliancy, like schooling and education, are two different things. And I say that with, I know like maybe everybody here will have one form of university degree or tertiary institution degree or the other. And all of us, I would say, maybe not all of us, but at least at my own time, I think all of us were delusional about once we go to school, like there was that delusion of once you go to school, you get job, you earn, like you're good, like you go to school and use the degree to earn because you are believed to be educated. But I realized that that was not the case. And I got to year 2 or year 3 of my PhD program, and I went to Ghana for again. I was not doing bad academic wise. Let me put it that way. I did environmental chemistry, University of Lagos, and I had a 4.9 something over 5. So I wasn't doing bad academically. So it's not like I was learned. I was winning global opportunities and everything. But I always say the greatest deceit an adult can have for themselves is to be deceiving themselves that they know something and they don't know it. So even if I was a scholar in quotes, because when I went to that conference, I went to present my academic paper. And someone asked me if I use Google Scholar, like to do something. And I said, what is Google Scholar? That was the first time in my life that I was hearing about Google Scholar. I was in the of my PhD. That was when I realized that there were so many things in terms of skills that could help you irrespective of whether you are doing business, you are in academic. In my own case, it was in academic sector. But then remember that I've been an entrepreneur for 14 years. So in my fashion business then, I was still using paper, utilizing my Excel sheets for record keeping, whatever. So meaning I was doing well in terms of based on my level of whatever. So, long story short, I got that grant to go and do a part of my research in the UK. Then I got there and I realized there was a difference between schooling and being educated, meaning that do you actually know? Can you not even do, can you use? It is when you know of the existence of something that you will find knowledge that you will now use. I did not even have information on what I needed. In fact, information is on stage. I lacked clarity on what I needed. I didn't know where to get the information on what I needed. I lacked of obviously when you don't even know where to get information. I lacked the knowledge. I lacked the skills that would support my work. So I had academic knowledge in my head on how I'm going to do something, like whatever. I understand my research methodology. Let me put it that way. But from doing basic stuff, like getting into Google Sheets to document my stuff, I didn't know it. Like, and my life was so miserable in the first. I remember I had a roommate who I was, because then one of the things we teach at WFS right now, right, is your ability to think through things and research. One of the skills we teach. That was where I developed it because I asked my flatmates, please, can I get a place to snap? I needed to take a picture for a visa going to Singapore. And she said, have you asked Google? Huh? And I was like, like the fact that my mind did not even think to ask Google meant there was a deficiency in my skills and this awareness level. So I think that was a rude shock for me. Then I came back to Nigeria and said to my people, I said, I am starting a training academy that will teach Africans what they don't teach is essential to them succeeding. I said every single thing that I can lay my hands on that will support people's work and we ensure that they are not just brilliant in school, in schooling, they are actually well-rounded. They can deliver to their optimal level because they have the right set of skills beyond whatever it is they learned in school or they learned in the certification program. What are the other things? The use of Google as a den, the use of everything that will support people's success. I will teach it in an academy. And that's what I train Africa. Like to teach people what they need to succeed aside what they go to learn in school.
Thank you very, very much. You would agree with me if you are here. There are things you would tell yourself, oh, if I was in abroad, if I was in so country, by now I would have been doing this. You would see maybe younger children on social media doing certain things that you'd be like, if in Nigeria now, this one would already be somewhere else. And that is the knowledge gap we want to bridge. The gap we want to see as much as possible, this global space we keep talking about. How can we be there instead of just talking about people who are there? And I would quickly shine the spotlight to Hope. Hope, can we have you very quickly? Could you unmute? And we want to hear from you. Can you just tell us what was your journey like before before Skilled for Work Academy? How was it for you? Like, I want you to just take us through the process, your journey before you joined, you signed up for your program, and the dissatisfaction you had, and what spurred you to take on the program. Can you share with us, please?
Thank you very much, Ineye. Thank you, Dr. Dewi, for every knowledge you're sharing on daily basis. I appreciate you. I appreciate you and I appreciate your husband because lately I saw when you were doing a workout, I said, wow, this is a wonderful man that has this asset, you know. Sorry for diverting. I need to say my mind. Um, I started my career from the banking sector. That was in 2009 precisely. And I started as a customer service officer. And from there, I grew up to managing a branch as branch operation manager. And in the course of my journey, I've always aspired to be a very successful person in my career. But in spite of all this I was doing, I was not really satisfied. I was getting the money, but then I was not fulfilled, as in I needed to do something differently. From there, in 2015, I joined uh, this electricity sector, that is energy sector, as a senior manager, customer service, and I brought some innovative changes to the best of my knowledge. While I was there, I wasn't still okay. I was any good, but I was not okay with what I was doing. And from there, I know a lot of people will say she moves from one place to another. Yeah, I want to say that I'm a voyager. I love to explore. I needed something differently, and I was in my quest to search for career clarity. I knew that what I was doing was okay to me here in Nigeria. I'm not really saying I'm not kicking against any profession, but I just have to be sincere. I just have to say my mind, because then, sometimes I do look at my mates now when we were working together. I'll just look at them, because this Dr. Derry's program has really exposed me to a lot of things. As in, when you are as a banker, you will think you're anywhere, you're working fine. Please, I just want to like say it over and over again that there are a lot of things that we need to learn, especially when you want to be noticed globally. You shouldn't just, you need to look for Dr. Derry is a magical teacher. I just have to say it. I'm not saying it to impress her, but I just have to say the truth. So in the course of my looking for how to get career clarity, I've engaged a lot of people that I paid. I paid them. At the end of the day, they will say a lot of things. They will say this is what they have to offer. When you finish paying the money, you realize that what you have paid for is not really what you're getting. And I was so tired. I was like, where do I get? I want to be working remotely. It's something that I don't want to go back to the office every morning. You wake up, you start rushing, you get hold before your time and all that. I needed something that I can wake up. Flexibility should be the key thing in your career, especially when you have worked over the years and you need to have something differently that you're doing. And one day now, as I was just checking Facebook, I just bumped into her page. I was going through, I was like, I wasn't too convinced because of what I've experience before, as in you
Online.
get to pay people, they will tell you. I was like, though I subscribed to that page, to her page, and I was like, every time she started sending me messages, I wasn't okay. I was like, it's one of those people that will tell you what they can do, and by the time you pay your money, you won't even get it. But towards April, April this year, no, towards end of March, it was few days to, she now sent a mail, and I got that mail that she will increase the GOP. I actually wanted to do the GOP program, that the program, and I said, okay, what I'm going to do is, I'm not really going to waste my money. Let me pay half. It's not as if I didn't have the money. I have that money, but I didn't want to, like, I was like, let me reduce my risk of wasting my money. I I paid 50% of the money. And I noticed that when I was registering for the GOP, and I saw Skill for Work foundational school. I said, wow, let me even pay for this. This one is a little bit, the money is not much, but the GOP I'm going to pay 50%, which I did. In April, I started the class. Oh my God. I was like, wow. I was not thanking God. I said, God, thank you for helping me to discover what I've been looking for over the years. Over the years, I've been looking for a career coach that we exactly what I needed was what she was offering. And in that school, I so much. One thing I want to advise some people today is it's not just getting the certificate, is to position yourself, because everything that she's doing, every of her lectures, I value them so much. Towards end of April this year, I started I got I got invitation from from a multinational company. I don't want to mention the name. They paid very well, and they invited me on the 1st of March. I got their invitation for interview, and on the 15th, I got another invitation again. I was like, I have been on LinkedIn over the years. Nobody has ever. In short, I don't even have. If you want to check my profile, it's like, I don't know. Let me stop there for a
I can
while.
I can relate to what you're saying because I remember checking you out on LinkedIn before I even sent you the invitation to come on this session. And I could see you had you didn't have up to 100 connections. It was just, I think, 60 something. And that brings me to the next question. A lot of people think, oh, I need to have thousands of followers, thousands of connections, and all of that. What strategies will you say worked for you? Like securing your role and positioning yourself properly on LinkedIn. How were you able to navigate everything? Like what did you have to do to how your LinkedIn was before? And then now that you are in a better position to tell people that even with this, with the amount of connections I had, see all the things I've been able to accomplish. Let's just hear you talk about that briefly.
Okay, thank you, Chinenye. I want to say it's true, Dr. Derry again. I'll keep calling her name over and over again because I went through the GOP, when she forwarded the package to me, and before I used to have plenty friends. So there was one thing she was saying. She said it's not all about the numbers of connections you have. You go through your connections, because people what matter most is the kind of people you identify yourself with. So that is struck into my mind and my body. I was like, I want to go back to my LinkedIn. I sanitized my LinkedIn. I deleted so many people. That was how if you go to my LinkedIn, I really do not have. It's only when, if you send me a connection request, I will go through your profile to know that I did not know before. I thought it's all about, you will go to some profile, you will see them having 5,000 connections and all that. And when you go through the friends, because I will like to advise people today, because that is one good thing I learned from Dr. Derry. She said you don't need to, you have to, if anybody should send you friend connection or whatever request, you have to go through. If it's somebody that will not add to your value, you don't need to connect with that person. I learned
Okay,
a
permit
lot.
me to jump in a little bit. I want to explain because I can see somebody asking in the comment section, and I'm going to drop an information for you right now. Now, at the Skilled for Work Academy, we have different different category of programs. We have the WFS, which is the Workplace Foundational Skills Program. We also have the Global Opportunities Program, which is referred to as the GOP. So Hope here went through the WFS, the Workplace Foundational Skills Program. She also went through the GOP program. So she's talking about the skills she learned from both the WFS as well as the GOP program. And whether you are going through GOP or WFS, the thing is, you need globally employable skills. And that is where if you notice what she said, she wanted to apply for GOP. And then she realized, oh, there is even a foundational skills program that I need to apply for. And she had to start from there. So don't be confused about the levels of programs that we have. We have the Workplace Foundational Skills Program, which is our must-have program. It is where you should start from. It sets the tone. It's just like a child that is born and learns to sit, learns to crawl, learns to walk before you start running. So we have that program at the foundational level. We also have the professional program. And you can hear her saying, despite that she had worked at different levels, she started her career, she also had managerial experience, she still knew something was missing. She still knew something wasn't there yet. And that is the beauty of what we offer here. And that would lead me to another question for you, Hope. I would like to find out from you, what were some challenges that you faced? We know that as wonderful as it is, like you're working remotely now, you had organizations reaching out to you from outside Nigeria. What were some of the challenges that you faced trying to balance it up, like transitioning from where you were before to where you are now? What were some of these challenges and how were you able to overcome them in just a few minutes? You are muted. Please unmute so that we can hear you. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Chinenye, for your question. And I want to say, like, I didn't know how to work remotely. I never had the experience. That was why I was like, I was like, where do I start from? Where can I get this foundation before I met Dr. Derry? I didn't know how to work remotely. If you ask me, how do I, well, that was why I needed the clarity. And since I started in April, the foundational school, it was like, somebody has removed a veil from my, when you think you're walking and you have walked over the years, you think you have arrived, or please, you need to attend this school. And especially when you don't know how to work remotely. I have zero experience in working remotely. And I will still have to say thank you, Dr. Derry. I will never stop thanking her. I want to I will find a day that I will travel to Lagos to come and see her one on one, because she has really helped me. I was having zero experience, 0% experience working remotely until the day I started the foundational school, and that was what really helped me. And today I am not scared of, because if there's, like I discussed with you, I don't even want to. Some people reach out to me, they want me to work. There are so many of them, but I just thank God that I met her, and this school, I'll keep telling people about it. I'm the very shy type, like I said. I don't think, no matter, I don't like facing people. I find it difficult to talk. I'm the quiet type. I live a private, but I don't want, if she's inviting me, I can never turn it down because I know exactly, I can never turn her invitation down because I know what she has contributed, what God has used her to contribute to my career, and I'm not where I used to be. And I can beat my chest to tell you I am working remotely in a very smooth and perfect way. And I started this in April.
In
I've never worked
April.
remotely anywhere before. I've never. I don't even know how it looks like. So
Wow.
I have to
Wow.
say thank you.
To to think you started in April, like you started this whole process in April, this is September, and you are now working remotely. I know for security reasons, we are not going to ask you the name of the company, but just give me an idea. How many remote offers are you juggling at the moment?
Presently, there are two.
Wow.
Two. Yeah.
And she said she has even turned down some.
Yes, I've turned down like two.
Hmm.
Because the day, let me give you an example. The day I went through the GOP, LinkedIn optimization, the package for the GOP, one of the package for the GOP. So I just went to my about session based on what Dr. Derry was saying concerning the of the LinkedIn optimization. Immediately I optimized, I changed my about session. One of the CEO, and I don't want to mention the name, but they are also based in the US. He contacted me and sent me a request that I was
Wow.
like, and I called one of my friends. I was like, it worked like fire. It worked like
Hmm.
fire. So
Wow.
I was
Wow.
like, the
Like
other
they were the
one,
ones
they are
reaching out to you.
e-commerce, and
Hmm.
that one contact. Yes, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I can, like I said, I wanted to project the discussion, but I don't want to do that for security reasons.
Yes,
So
please.
pardon me for that. And yeah,
Thank you so much.
thank
It
you.
is like people are looking for jobs, and somebody has two international roles and still turning down others. What more can you ask for? And if you could attract up to 4 opportunities, at least counting by what you have spoken now, between April to September, it means if you want to, even if you decide, oh, I want to step up, I want to get something bigger, it's just a matter of doing what you did again and repeating the cycle. And it's really nice to hear you say all of this because it is a proof that not just taking the program but also implementing the strategies. And I want to say at this point, please feel free to drop your questions in the comments section here. Please drop your questions. We are still going to allow a few persons to ask their questions. Like in a few minutes, we'll allow you to raise up your hand if you are in a calm environment. Otherwise, you can as well type it in the comment section. So I will just briefly ask Hope again. Let's bring it down to skills development, right? What skills did you learn? Like what particular skills that you learned at the WFS program that were most valuable to your career? And how have you continued to develop these skills to stay competitive? Let me hear you explain to us.
Thank you very much. I have learned a lot, but let me just mention like few. Like when you talk about how to build a remote team, to connect with them and work in a conducive space even when you're not in the same time zone. I learned that one from this program. And again, I about when you talk about leadership. Leadership is not all about calling yourself a leader, like Dr. Derry used to say. Is the knowledge that you have imparted, is another way. Maybe you lead by example. It's not all about calling yourself a leader, and when it's time to demonstrate it, you're not there for your team. I've been able to learn this. When you talk about project management, I have learned so much about uh, managing stakeholders. You have a conversation with them to ensure that what you're doing satisfy them and is aligned with their needs. And this is what I am doing. And even presently, I think my CEO was like, I was not around. I took some days off, and somebody was not telling me among my team, the person is based in Russia, and he was telling me that when they were having team meeting, my boss was like, he loved the way I work. I
Mm.
said what is what I learned from he loved the way I work, that they should try and learn from me. And these are things that I do not really, and to surprise you, I'm working remotely, and I've not
Wow.
worked remotely before, that you will have to say, oh, she has been doing it, that's why she knows how to do it. It's all the things that I've learned. Sometimes if I want to do anything, like Dr. Derry used to say, you shouldn't ask questions, go to Google, go to chat, go to AI. There are some things that I need to do while others are busy doing their, I go to, if I'm not too clear, I don't go back to my boss, because there was a time she was addressing us and she said, if you continually go into you go to your boss on a daily basis, your boss will feel like you are incompetent, and that thing has been part of me. I know I'm not saying that you shouldn't go to your boss, but there are some things that you go to your, let AI be your, how do I even say it? AI should be your partner. I'm only trying to advise. AI should be your partner. It will give you, because it will make you look so competent, because you're not asking anybody, you are asking. All this I learned it from Dr. Dairy Package, and I will advise everyone, whatever you're doing, any program you're doing right now. And if you love your friends, most of my friends, I don't know, they have contacted Muinat. Anyone asking me, I will say, please, I don't have anything to offer you. Can you take this number? Call them. They will put you through, and go
Thank
and
you so
register.
much.
And that's what I've been doing. Thank you.
And that brings me to something very important, and that's the foundational skills. It is one thing
Yes.
to have the technical skills, to have the hard skills and say, oh, I'm with this. I'm sure we have all worked with somebody in different, not necessarily work. You might have encountered somebody that be like, yes, he knows the job, but the way he is even doing, the way he does it, and that is the foundational skills. It is for everyone, whether you are a freelancer, whether you are a business person, whether you are a strict career person. Foundational skills help you to upskill to be able to do the job. And then you should start from that, and you now come to GOP. GOP then takes the experiences you've had to be able to attract global opportunities. And GOP program is application based. You have to apply to be in that program. We are not just after, oh, give us your money. We want to just get you and offer you a course. No, we want to ensure that we are giving you what you really need. If a child is born, and let's say a child is 2 months old, you wouldn't go and get the heaviest swallow or rice to load that child with. This person needs that tender milk that would sustain and nourish the person. And that's how it is with your career. You must ensure that you are getting the right skills per time that would help elevate you to where you really are. So it's one thing to attract the opportunities, it's another thing to be able to interview well and deliver on the job. Hope said she had never worked remotely, and you can feel her happiness even as she speaks. And that will lead me to my next question. How has remote work impacted your life, your personal life as well, and your family, your household, your husband, your kids, your family generally? How has it been able to impact you? What kind of flexibility has it offered you? How have you been able to also, support even on the home front? How has it empowered you as a person?
Thank you very much. Oh, I will say it. I have been enjoying myself. When you talk about flexibility, it's all about flexibility. When you talk about remote, you program yourself, you work, you give yourself time, you have time to attend to other things, and once you clocked in and you have your time. I don't even I'm so happy that I'm so happy that I'm here today. But when you talk about cultural diversity, I've been able to interact well, and it all boiled down to what I've really learned from this school, because I've never worked like Dr. Derry used to say. You have to, you don't, it's not like how the way we work here in Nigeria, where you have you can walk and ask people, this is this, you know how we work here now. You and I know what I'm saying, that
Yeah,
when you walk,
yes.
you have no break, you have no, you have been able to learn a lot. It has impacted the way I think now, the way, especially presently, when I've never been an IT person, and most of the people that I'm interacting with, I'm working with, they are developers. They are those are the people, I'm learning a lot that I'm learning presently. And the I'm still is still I'm so happy that I have this opportunity to start this career this way, because when you want to talk about career clarity, the professor of career clarity is Dr. Derry. I don't know, I'm sure she must have been laughing at me. I just have to say it because that is the way it is. And I've been, you have time to go and pick your kids, you have time to do whatever you want to do, because you are in charge of what you're doing. It all is all about delivering your the reports. It's all about giving the best to it, and deliver on the job you are asked to do, deliver on the tasks you're asked to do. And I'm so happy. I'm learning a lot,
Thank
and
you.
every day I keep learning. Like the LinkedIn, I want to advise everyone, you can't say you have optimized your LinkedIn today and you will leave it in next year. This is a computer age where everything, the one you update today, it might not be too current in the next month. So you keep updating. That is one thing I learned from her again and again. I will say thank you for this awesome opportunity.
Thank you. There's a question for you from the comment section. Somebody is saying, can you tell us your experience about the numbers of hours you work in a day and how convenient for you it was for you to adjust to the company time zone? Like, just because that's one issue a lot of persons also struggle with. How will I adjust to their timetable, their time zone over there? So what has your experience been? The numbers of hours you work, especially the fact that you're juggling two, like you're a superwoman. How are you able to balance it up? I remember very well in module 7 of the WFS curriculum, we were taught about cultural nuances. And we were also taught about how to adjust to the different cultural diversities that we have. And also, there was another lesson that taught us about structure, the kind of structure you would develop for your life as well. So, how have you been able to apply this? The numbers of hours you work in a day, your ability to adjust to the different time zones.
Yeah, like one of the work that I'm presently doing, I do that one for like if I start like the time zone, there's chance for you to during the interview when they are asking you, at least they know your time zone, and that's when it's only when they fix the meeting that we are to meet to give progress reports of what you're doing. That's when everyone will meet. There's a place you drop it, like if you want to talk to your like you want to talk to your colleague, there's a like this collaborative tool like this, like, but me, we are using Teams. I use Teams. You drop the message. If you want to have a meeting, you can. I'm working within the Nigeria time zone, and if we have a meeting, it's going to be is once in a while, and what they really need is for you to deliver on the tasks you're given. So like if I want to talk to my team, like tomorrow now we're having a meeting. No, on Friday I've scheduled a meeting to meet with them to have what they have done so far, to discuss if there's any issue. What I do is that team, I drop the message, send a calendar, go to your calendar, ensure you are you see that I split the meeting into two. You understand, like to meet up with different time zone. If this time zone is not convenient for you, there's another time zone that is going to fall in to your time zone that you'll be able to be around to say what you have and what you have worked so far. That's what I do. And some of the work you work, it's not all about like the way we do our things here. One thing I have come to realize over there is, maybe take for instance, as a project manager in Nigeria, you will be the alpha and the omega, that you will be the one that we do research, you'll be the one that we do. They don't do things like that. You have your US researcher, you have the developers, you have those that are going to, you have different teams. You make sure that all the teams, they are up to date what they are doing. That's what I do. I spend most time trying to, that's why you see even the work I'm doing, they are really appreciating it. I can't even work here in Nigeria again because they
Ah,
overwork. They-
okay. I just
I
had to
don't.
laugh because it's just like somebody you've tasted sugar. They now want to
Ah,
give you bitter leaf.
honestly,
Okay,
I
no,
cannot.
please.
I'm not even. If you ask me to get something here in Nigeria now, I will want to like no, because the way we do things here. But that really prepared me because when
Mm.
you are already used to something that is maybe pressure, you are the jack of all trade in your own this thing. So those are things, but they are well arranged. Like the first time I wanted to meet with the team, I was like, we need to have a daily stand-up meeting to know how we're doing this and this. The CEO was part of the meeting, that he said, hope, no. It's not every day. It should be once in a week. Once in a week. I was like within myself, and I pinch myself to say, oh, I'm not here in Nigeria where we used to do everything. So it's all about, you have the time for yourself. That's the thing. You have the time for yourself. and you
So the
work.
structure is there.
Yes, the structure is there. Exactly, the structure is there already.
Yeah. And another thing you mentioned, just in case you are hearing Hope talk
And
about
again, let
projects.
me say something
Okay.
about their interview. One thing I noticed in their interview, I was like, when I had the interview, then I was preparing, because here in Nigeria, you will just sit in front of the panel. They will, in short, from left and right, everybody will be bombarding you with questions and all that. Theirs is not like that. They will first of all give you, you will be the one to be asking them questions. This is what about the company, about everything you want to ask them, and that will really prepare you. That anxiety will not be there again, because you are the one. They will give you time to ask them questions, everything you want to know, before they will now start asking you. But here in Nigeria, is only when they finish, they will say, do you have anything for us? Those are the things. Do you have any question for
Okay.
us?
I can see Fam Latifat in the comment section. She said the system is working. Yes, it's working. Hope said she cannot work in Nigeria again. You can imagine. So just in a nutshell, I know that working remotely, you have different commitments per time. But just in a
Yes.
nutshell, how many hours do you work per day in
Okay.
both jobs?
I work the first I work 4 hours. The second I work 3 hours.
Wow,
Then yes, that's
that's
all I do.
nice. That's nice. And these two offers are in different time zones from each other.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. There's a question from someone here. The person said, please, Ma, is it possible that someone fully employed here in Nigeria can get a remote work to combine with it? Very over possible. Very, very, very 2000% possible. Our student success manager at Skilled for Work Academy, Esther, she works remotely with us from a different continent. She's not even in Nigeria. She's not even in Africa. She works with us from an entirely different continent. She has her own day job over there. And she will finish her day job and join our team at our own specified time zone. So just like what Hope pointed out, it's all about the structure. When you have a system that works, you can plan yourself accordingly. You can easily say, okay, now she said she works for 4 hours a day. Another one is for 3 hours a day. You already know how many hours you are dedicating to a particular job in a particular time zone. Some jobs, if you are a 9 to 5 worker in Nigeria, and let's say you get back home by 7, if you know that this is where you want to start up with, you might even be working with another company in a different time zone that will require you to start maybe between 9 to 12 or something like that. And then you already know you can then systematically plan yourself and then transition and eventually leave your day job and get more remote jobs that will allow you combine your time appropriately. And all these skills, Workplace Foundational Skills Program would help you structure them accordingly. And just in case you've been hearing Hope talk about project management, I manage this, I do stand-up meeting. Hope has not just taken the WFS and the GOP program. She took project management at the Technical Skills Academy. She also took product management. In fact, she was my product management classmate. We were even in the same accountability group. So you can see the program is one that makes you want to come back. You've tasted one aspect. You want to come back to do more. You want to come back to equip yourself until you become an embodiment of excellence. If out there they are already giving their stamp of credibility and saying, I love the way she works, is it in Nigeria she will not deliver? Now she's picking and choosing and saying, I don't even want Nigerian job again. I cannot work with them again. You can see. And that brings me to the question I can see in the comment section from Kende Oyebola. He says, what are the things they don't tolerate in the remote workspace? Hope, over to you. You've worked for like 4 months now. What are some of the things they don't tolerate? Now we are talking about the wonderful ones they do. Tell me some of the no-nos based on a Nigerian that now works remotely. What are some of the things they don't tolerate?
One thing I will advise is, we Africa, we love African time. Time
Mm,
management is very key because no one will take you seriously if you don't manage your time. Maybe if they say this is meeting, the time schedule meeting for 9 and you're coming 9:30 or 9:15, you look so unserious before those people, because if they say A is A. So I think time management, you work on that. And again, as a leader, you should lead by example, because when you are not straightforward, as in, this is what, if you say this is what you want them to do today, you should just be consistent. Consistency is key in your ways of work. That will command you respect, and that will make them know that you know what you're doing. And again, you should have confidence in what you're doing. These are few of the things we, some people, we in Africa, we underrate ourselves. And let me
mm,
tell you, let me shock you today, that we are far, far better than what you think we are. It's just
mm,
the environment that we are that is limiting us. And but we thank God that we have somebody like Dr. Derry, who will expose you before you eventually go there, or be with them to work. You must have learnt a lot, and you are confident of what you can bring to the table. Just have that confidence in yourself that you can deliver. And at the end of the day, those things will speak for you even when you are not there. So those are the
thank you very
things.
much. You mentioned important points. She talked about punctuality, and that's one thing that is emphasized in the WFS program. Punctuality. In fact, I don't think we've ever had a meeting that we just got there and we didn't see our facilitators.
And
Time
again,
management.
And
Mhm.
again, you
Go
talk
ahead.
about going through your email, because most
Mm,
of this email, most of the work is they use collaborative tools. Nothing like it's only occasionally that you go to your email. And when you are the type that you don't you wait after 2 days before you start checking your mail, it will not really speak well of you as a
of you.
professional. Those are the things I noticed.
So, just a recap: punctuality, time management, confidence, confidence in yourself and the skills you have, as well as being proactive. And these collaborative tools are things we learned. We have Slack, Teams, and the beautiful thing is once you've learned how to work with one tool, you can always transfer the knowledge to another tool. You just find it so easy to pick up from somewhere else. And that's something very, very nice. And somebody has a question here. He said, how are you coping with the internet connection issue in our country? Hmm. Oh, Adenika. She said, yes, you will ask for more if you've taken one course at iTrain Africa, definitely. So how are you coping with the internet connection issue? How do you navigate it? How
Well,
many
sometimes
how many internet do you have?
I have a lot that I have a lot, and presently the 5G of a thing. But if you don't have the money to buy the 5G, just make sure that you're not using one internet, because of the kind of it. They already know. In short, there was a time, the first time I was to meet with Dr. Daring like this, I was having a meeting that night. After the meeting, I was having a meeting with them in the US, but I could not, because the network then, you have to switch over to another, and they're already aware. Funny enough, they already know that we have network issue. They will say, "Ha, Africa network."
Oh,
Africa
African network.
network, that's the thing. And we'll get there. We'll get there. All I know is we're going to get there like them. And it's all about what you believe and what you're seeing,
So you use you have all the different network
Yes.
service providers, MTN, Airtel, and all the likes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So you switch depending on the one that is serving you at the moment.
Yes, yes.
Okay. There's another question here. It said, can you give us a guide on how you receive the dollar to naira? What's the payment system like? Okay, just a brief answer on that. Some people think it's not possible to receive their money in Nigeria.
I would like not to talk about that, and but it's okay. If I don't want to talk about that, and
Okay, yeah.
I know
I'll
when you're
just
working, you just
there are if you're thinking that, oh, let me not even get the job, I don't know how I'll receive my pay. Just know that there are so many platforms that provide services that allow you receive your money in Nigeria. Like even your regular domiciliary account can be paid into. I receive money into my domiciliary account. You simply open a dollar account and they will send it to your dollar account. There are also other service providers that provide virtual dollar account as well, and they will send it. Popular payment platforms that we already know, things like Western Union, MoneyGram, like the regular payment platforms would help you get your money. Like money should be the least of your worries. You can raise an invoice and they will pay you into your dollar account. Just get the skills, get the job, the money will land. Don't worry about that. Okay, so what other question do I have here? Please, Hope, do you have network challenge? She has already answered that. That makes it seem like you are not meeting up with your job. Okay, she has said it. And punctuality at your job meeting. She has already explained this. You as a person working remotely, you have to make conscious efforts. If you have a meeting by 7, you should not be joining your meeting by 7. You are already late. You should join your meeting at least, as in 10 minutes before the time is the least, so that if there's any network glitch, you would have sorted yourself out. Then if you now have any network issues while the meeting is going on, they will know they did not come and wait for you. Do you understand? So Olubukola is saying, I find that I can relate with Hope and I'm definitely signing up for the advanced course. Thank you. We are ready to have you on board. Thank you, Dr. Daring. Thank you, iTrain African. Thank you too for coming here. Okay, so um, before we round up, I don't know if any other person has any other question. Just drop it in the comments section, and I'll just make a rundown of the programs we have. First of all, we have the WFS, the Workplace Foundational Skills Program. This is the most commonly talked about program just because it is the foundational skills program. You have to set up the foundation to ensure that you are getting you are ready. You have a launch pad for you to scale up from. And then we have the technical skills program that comprises project management, which Hope Hope had already started working remotely before she even did project management. We also have product management. Funny enough, she ran both programs at the same time. Like there's no limit to what you can do. You heard her. She registered for both the foundational skills program, the workplace foundational skills program, and the GOP program. So just like I said, we have the workplace foundational skills program. We have the technical skills program that comprise of project management, product management, and content creation. You are free to choose any of these three programs or all, depending on the your interest and your personality as well. Then we have the advanced program, the global opportunities program, which is application based. You have to apply for that. The information for all this have been dropped in the comment section. And someone says, this is really interesting. I have a better understanding of remote work now. Thank God, that's good. And someone said, if I get you right, she got the remote work just after the WF program. Kindly confirm. Yes, that's correct. Please, must we complete all the programs before working remotely? It's like asking if you should be well prepared before you go to battle. At least people have taken just WFS and they've gotten jobs. Like just taking the WFS, you are equipped to run a virtual assistant job. You can work as an executive assistant. You can work as a customer service person, all this remotely. You can work as a data entry person, as an online assessor, as a community manager, as a sales executive person. These are jobs that you can start up with immediately after your WFS program. And guess what? We have an internship program as well. So you can see that the program has thought of all the loopholes, the academy has thought of all the loopholes and obstacles that you might meet. We have an internship program that anyone that finishes their WFS or technical skills program can sign up for. Anybody can sign up for the internship program. And then this internship program allows us to co-manage you. Another problem many people have is that they are unable to, when they get a job, they are at a loss to how to navigate it. Oh, how can I, what and what do I need to do? The technical skills program is there for you to navigate it and give you a soft landing in any of the jobs that you might decide to go in for. I just dropped the payment details for the WFS. Somebody is asking in the comment section, how can she register for it? So we have the internship program, which you can take up after doing your WFS program. And guess what? Because of the way we train our people, our members, our students, we have partners that are waiting for you. They have already told us we are ready to retain your interns if they deliver on the job. And that is the caveat there. You have to deliver. Please, let's understand that not just paying for the course. It's like somebody who has gone to markets and he has bought all the food ingredients. And he's thinking that just because he bought the food ingredients means that the food will jump into his tummy and satisfy him. We are not here to deceive you or tell you sweet things you want to hear. We will give you all it takes to start up the program, but you need to put in the work. You need to go through your lessons, attend all our workshops, make sure you do your projects. See, I am a graduate of the WFS program, as well as the technical school program, as well as the internship. So I have gone full circle. I'm not telling you what someone told me to tell you. I am telling you what I have passed through. And I know how much it has impacted in my journey. Even though I knew something before coming here, it has taken me like it has just blown up the amount of knowledge that I have right now. And I will encourage everybody to go through this as much as possible. And before we round off, hope we have our alumni, like people like you who have finished from the program. And I want to hear from you in just in a minute. What advice do you have for our alumni people? We also have people here who are currently undergoing the WFS Batch 4 program. We gave them access to this meeting because we want them to see what the future looks like, what somebody that was in their shoe 4 months ago, what she's now doing. So 3 things we want you to tell us: advice for the alumni, advice for the ongoing students, and for prospects, people who are here who are wondering, okay, for our aspiring professionals, what word do you have for this category of people?
Thank you very much, Chineye. Thank you, Dr. Derry, the wonderful teacher of our time. I want to have, let me just give this advice before I go. Like the alumni students, I want to say whatever you have learned so far, please do not joke with it. Go over and over again. If there's anything that you're not doing well, asking question is very, 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 very important. And keep having that mind that you're going to make it. For the fact that Mr. A is getting it now and you attended the same school with that person, that you're not getting it, that's not the end of everything. Everything we have our own time, and when your time comes, you will surely be there. And for the new student, the ongoing student, I want to let you know that you shouldn't just seeing it as a school you need to pass or you need to do your assignment. What I want you to know is everything that you're learning, you have to go back to read. Some people may even be saying, oh, I don't want to, I'm so busy. If you know you don't have the time to study this, please, it's better you reschedule your lectures and create time for yourself so that you'll be able to gain something at the end of the day that will transform your career even now and in the future. And as many that see in that value of decision, as in, should I join, should I not join, I was once like you. I want to let you know that making that decision now is very, very key to your success, because it's a thing that I've tested and is trusted. I want you to go over and register, contact Dr. Derry and her team. They are ready to help you go through the school, and you will have this perfect understanding. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll be rounding off now, and I can see someone asking, what are the schedules of the classes, morning or evening classes? Okay, over here, we run a very unique approach for our programs. We have pre-recorded lessons already in your course. We also have live sections. In fact, of, from the moment you start your program, you already have the dates for all the sections. We have live workshops and let me just even give you a tip. The live workshops, the projects that you will do during your live workshop is already a form of experience. There are some people who are like, okay, I'll do the course, but all these jobs, they'll ask me work experience. I don't have work experience. The program has already crafted real life projects for you that you can quote on your CV as part of your experience. So you see, you will be trained. You'll be given a project that can be quoted as part of your resume experience, internship as well. At the end, there's no way you will go through this program that you will not be robust to work in any environment you find yourself. So you have live workshops. We also have community meetings every Sunday that will ensure that you are up to date in whatever learning journey you are at your program. So you have the flexibility to pick. You can decide to say, okay, my lessons for today, I will watch it every night when I'm back from work. It's up to you. You can decide to say, okay, I'll watch mine in the mornings, I'll watch mine in the afternoon, so that when we meet for our community meeting, I'm up to date. When we come for our live workshops, I'm up to date. We have accountability groups where you are split into smaller groups that would help you get closer to your fellow colleagues and fast track what you are learning. So really, every approach is thoroughly captured. All right, before we round off, I would like to call on Dr. Aderisola to just give us some final words of just to give us a pattern advice before we round up the session. I'm sure we've all learned a lot. If prior to this time you felt like remote work was such a it didn't look like something you could do, you've heard it from Hope, you've heard it from me, you've heard Doctor at the beginning of the session as well. It is doable. It is entirely doable. So, Dr. Derisola. Okay. Okay. Please unmute, ma.
Okay, great. Mute myself. Thank you very much, Chineye, for I think I was just sitting here and I was smiling. I was not just smiling for Hope. And for me, when I was listening to Hope, it sounded like a deja vu. I don't know how to explain it. When she was talking about she had all the network, and even at the very beginning of our work, they already knew she had network issue. This was just like a deja vu for me. Like I was just smiling and smiling, and I'm really, I don't know the emotion I can say I'm feeling, but for some reason, you said something at the beginning of this session, Shanae. You said that we're on a mission to reach 10 million Africans with the good news of employability and visibility, like how they can become globally employable. And you said, now that it is happening before our eyes, we need to tell the story of how people's lives are changing in Africa. And me just seeing hope, like, you can imagine, this was like, I'm not saying, oh, she joined me last year. I remember the first email was at the end of March. And I just, like, for me, it's really surreal because do I know it works? Of course, it works. I've been, do you know that that's been working for me? Is all the things I've been teaching professionals with experience how to attract opportunities since 2020. So I know GOP works, like in terms of, there's a framework I have on the GOP, which is a PPP framework, that is profile, platform, and positioning. I've been teaching professionals. I've had one-on-one services, ex-presidential experience, like AGMs of banks. So I know GOP works. And I've seen it happen for people. But in Ops' case, like, I know she joined WFS beginning of April. So when she came back on April 25, I remember the date clearly because she sent an email. And she said, I want to pay the balance of my GOP. Then I was like, okay, that's in. Like we were not advertising, we were not pushing, nothing. She willingly came and said, I want to pay, give me account number. I said, okay. And you know, the way I'm used to something on GOP, because I work with professionals who, you know, whatever, they are kind of private people in their life. They don't want their business out there. So I'm used to getting results on my GOP that I cannot tell. Like my results on GOP are unbelievable, that I cannot even tell the stories of those people in GOP because, again, of the caliber of people that come on GOP. So the ones, as in the parts they can tell, I let them tell. The part they can't tell, like, so when I saw asked Hope about money, I was going to say, Chinaye, no, like, because I know, like, the whole process of that thing on GOP. So I am really excited that this is happening for Hope, really. And this is because I know that, hey, God, as in, you know what I'm just saying, hey, God, when one person in a family, I did not say family of nuclear family, one person, like including your extended family, when you start earning some certain kind of income, your extended family will feel it. And this is no joke, as in, I'm not even joking here. Your extended family in your husband's house, if you're a woman, they will feel it. Like, so it is just when people keep postponing their journey into bettering their life, I'm really shocked. Like, are you serious? The difference between you and me was when I realized my mistakes in the UK, I sat down, I wailed. Like, I wailed. I did not say I cried, I wailed. Like, then I picked myself up and told myself, today the beginning of the rest of my life. I would learn, I would do everything to ensure that my life changes in terms of this, and I was going to acquire knowledge. And one of the things I did well was to acquire that knowledge. In fact, I borrowed for the knowledge, just so we are clear, right? I borrowed for the knowledge. So in my case, I had obstacles in terms of the course was not in existence. WFS, I boldly say it anywhere, WFX does not exist anywhere. The course was not in existence. I didn't know where to look. I didn't know how to get clarity. So I jumped. I remember the first person that gave me a bit of clarity around what I could do with my PhD aside what I know, which was go to teach in the university. I had to take a flight from Aberdeen to Liverpool and paid £75 at conference to listen to that woman. I got back to Nigeria, paid another money to get into Mrs. Odupawo's question of clarity. Then you get the right information, then you get the knowledge, you get the skill. That is the order. So in my case, I was looking for, when I got clarity, then I jumped onto learning. So I started to invest. I called my sister in Canada. She borrowed me another $700 for an online course. So why am I saying this to you? So in my case, it took me a longer time because I didn't have a course I would give clarity. I didn't even know where to find the information. And the course did not exist. So my life took my experience, as in me getting to the university to teach at the university, to work at the Museum for the United Nations, do all those things, for me to now gather all the knowledge an average human being in today's world we need and put it into a program that was not in existence. And no, WFS stressed me. I cannot even lie. It stressed me. Why? I didn't have a course to compare it with. Normally, I don't know if anybody here has created a course before a program. You understand what I'm saying? In you creating a program or a curriculum, you go to the market, you do market research, you say, oh, let me see what is out there. So when I was doing market research, I said, there is nothing. I don't have a program that is logical in nature, that starts from clarity, information, skills, and all that. I don't have it. So I had to sit down and develop mine for 3 years by testing it on real humans. Six months since 2021. Then I brought WFS to you. And the best thing I did for you as an American is the fact 23, Ghanaian paid 300,000. Ghanaian, most of you know Ghanaian, the video you saw on Facebook or wherever, right? Paid 300,000 to be in this program. And in 2024, when we put it out, the first seller link read 220,000 or thereabout. And I keep saying this over and over. I remember I was in the OB and I had a corper who I just employed. And I said to the corp member, I said, how much is your hub members' money now, like your NYC money? And he said 35,000. I said, we will subsidize this program for a while to corpers' allowance. What it meant is I was subsidizing by 90% because 300,000 to 35,000 is, do you understand? What makes it 37,625 is the VAT on top of it. So basically, it's 35,000 that comes to iTrain Africa, the remaining goes to government. Now, why did I have to narrate all this? I have done the work for you. I didn't just do the work. I then decided to subsidize the program to a ridiculous amount. And whenever I see people still hesitate to get into WFS, I smile because I say, until Hope said something, she was paying, looking for clarity. She was paying for programs, but she wasn't getting what she wants. Until you have suffered clarity, suffered what I am talking about, you will not understand. You may not actually understand the value of WFS. And I say to you, even if I'm the creator of this, that I wish as many people who are struggling to find their way in life get on WFS. And that is why Chineye is, Chineye, like, I employed Chineye in August. Let me put it that way. And Chineye finished from the academy in, Chineye, you finished in July, right? Chineye finished in July. She was in batch 3. Yeah, she was in batch 3, right? And I remember when I interviewed, I said, I want this lady on my team and everything, because for me, it was like, every member of my team right now, aside one person, has gone through my program. I'm not even joking, because it was showing me a living testament of what I was doing and the work that I was doing. And I can go on talk about this, but the truth is, the decision is in your hands. Whether you choose to change your own story today, the decision is totally in your hands. Because I have done my part by putting out these amazing programs into the world. And I feel everybody in your heart, you will know, do I need this? You will know. So the question is, am I willing to invest in what I need to get to where I want? So that decision is totally on you. I can't make it for you. So, and there's something I tell GOP people, whenever people come and say, they want to get on GOP, I say, but it's expensive. I say, madam, you will decide what your expense is. Your expense can be, you are earning 500,000 naira in Nigeria. You don't want to give up your 250K. My sister, brother, keep earning the 500K. It's not me that will tell you that you can earn 10 times that when you join GOP. The day you decide that you are willing to invest maybe 1/10 of whatever it is you are currently earning to get 10 times of what you're currently earning, like, just do the maths. Do the math. That's what I always tell people. Like, do the maths. If the math is matting in your head, proceed. If it is not matting, please keep your money and proceed with whatever it is you choose to use your money for. But it is what it is. I'm excited to have contributed this, and thank you very much for showing up. Chinaye, over to you. I'm signing out. My husband is waiting for food.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. We are rounding up the session now. And I want to say a very big thank you to everyone who has come in to this meeting. We will be having subsequent sessions. We have people who have done so many things. Just like you heard Hope's story, we have other stories as well. They can't wait to share. Some are working in Nigeria and doing great. Not everybody has moved on to a different sector entirely, and maybe that's your story. Just stay tuned. We also have our question and answer session coming up on Friday in our WhatsApp communities. If you're in the WhatsApp community, you know how we do it. I'll drop the Google document for you to join, and you can, from the Google document, you can ask your questions, and Dr. Aderisola will make a specific video for you to answer your specific question. Yes, that's what we do in our Q&A session we are going to be holding on Friday. So if you have any more questions, you are free to ask them in the Google document, and you would get answers to your question. I will drop the link to the WhatsApp group right now. If you're not already in that group, you are free to join us. And all other questions, the meeting is recorded. I'll share the YouTube link. I'll drop it in all the groups. If you joined us from all the various groups, I'll drop the YouTube link for you. You can rewatch and pick a few more lessons for that. So this brings us to a close. Thank you so much, Hope, once again for showing up for this and sharing your story. Sometimes it's good to hear others teach you, and then you get better when you see people like you who are doing what you wish to do. So this is me saying thank you to everyone. You are free to reach us. Our website is itrainafrica.com. And in all the various communities, you can always send us a DM. We are ready to have you. Yeah, you are free to proceed to GOP after your WFS. You are very welcome. So thank you so much. This is Chineye Chukwu, and I'm signing out. Thank you. See you in the communities. Bye. Okay, we are all muted from the host, but bye everyone. Let me just see your bye in the session. I wanted to unmute us. I wanted to just hear all of us say bye before we leave. Aisha, I don't know if you can unmute everybody. Is it possible? Okay.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye, everybody. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. See you next
Bye.
time.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye,
I'm
Tina.
happy to
Thank
be
you.
here. I
Bye,
learned
bye,
a lot.
bye, bye, bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Chile.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, everyone.